The alarms began at 0400 hours, shrieking through the sterile corridors of Quarantine Wing 7 like wounded animals. Saren Vale was already awake, had been for hours, staring at the reinforced airlock that separated her from the medical bay. Her knuckles were white against the observation window, breath fogging the glass as she watched the small form writhing on the examination table. Riku. The Kethrin cub had been fine yesterday, bright-eyed, chattering in that melodic trill that made even the hardest soldiers smile. Now fever ravaged his small body, his tri-layered fur matted with sweat, tiny claws scratching weakly at the air as medical drones hovered uselessly above him. "Miss Vale, step away from the barrier." The voice crackled through the intercom, cold and mechanical. "You are in violation of Protocol 7 Alpha. Quarantine breach will result in immediate detainment." Saren didn't move. Her eyes tracked the diagnostic holograms floating above Riku's bed. Xenopathogen. Unknown origin. Mortality rate. Estimating. The words scrolled past in Federation Standard, clinical and detached, as if they weren't describing the death of a child. "How long?" she asked, her voice hoarse. Silence. "How long until you figure out what's killing him?" Estimated analysis completion. 48 to 72 hours, the AI responded. "All protocols are being followed. Your presence serves no medical purpose. 48 hours. Riku would be dead in 6. Saren had spent 2 years as a xenobiological consultant on the Federation research vessel Harmony's Reach. 2 years studying alien life. 2 years watching bureaucrats prioritize procedure over people. She'd seen it before: the endless committees, the risk assessments, the carefully calculated decisions that always came too late. But she'd never seen it kill someone she loved. She'd found Riku 3 months ago on Kethros IV. Orphaned by a mining accident the Federation had classified as acceptable collateral damage. The cub had been hiding in a ventilation shaft, starving and alone, those enormous golden eyes watching her with a mixture of terror and desperate hope. She'd offered him a ration bar. He'd taken it. And somehow, impossibly, they'd become family. Override authorization required. The AI droned as Saren's fingers flew across the access panel. "You do not have clearance for AI, 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 AI." She punched in her old military codes, the ones she wasn't supposed to remember from her days in reconnaissance. They'd scrubbed her records when she'd gone civilian, but they'd forgotten to purge the backup systems. Sloppy. The first lock disengaged with a hiss. "Warning. First law violation detected. Unauthorized access to quarantine zone. Security has been notified." Saren was already at the second door. This one required a retinal scan. She spat on the lens, smeared it with her sleeve, and jammed a maintenance override key into the emergency port. The door shuddered, sparked, and ground open 6 inches. Enough. She squeezed through. The medical bay was chaos. Alarms wailing, holographic warnings flashing red across every surface, and somewhere distant, the sound of boots thundering toward her position. She ignored it all. Riku's breathing was shallow now, his chest barely rising, and when she touched his forehead, his skin was fire-hot. "Hey, buddy," she whispered, gathering his small body into her arms. He was so light. Too light. "I've got you. I'm here." His eyes cracked open, unfocused and glassy. But he made a sound, a weak, chirping trill that stabbed straight through her heart. "Subject removal strictly prohibited," the AI announced, its tone sharpening into something almost frantic. "Miss Vale, you are exposing yourself to—" "I know what I'm exposing myself to." She was already moving. Riku cradled against her chest, heading for the emergency medical supplies. The humans had different protocols, different treatments. Broader spectrum. More aggressive. The Federation would never approve them for a Kethrin. Too many variables, too much risk, not enough data. But Riku was dying right now. She found the metabolic accelerator, the one they used for human rapid healing protocols. Adjusted the dosage down, Riku was 1/10 her body mass, and pressed the injector to his neck. "Stop." The voice wasn't the AI this time. It was General Corvin, the Vraxian commander of the station, his massive frame filling the doorway. Behind him, a security team bristled with stun weapons. "Human, you are in violation of 3 separate Federation laws. Release the subject immediately." Saren looked up at him. At the 4 eyes that gleamed with cold authority, at the ceremonial battle scars that marked him as a decorated officer, at the clawed hand reaching for his sidearm. "No," she said simply. Corvin's expression could have melted steel. "That is a direct order from a superior officer. I don't work for you anymore." She activated the second phase of the treatment, a synthetic antibody cocktail that had a 30% chance of either saving Riku or killing him outright. Better odds than 0. "Court-martial me. Arrest me. Execute me if you want. But I'm not letting this kid die while you file paperwork." For a moment, nobody moved. The general's hand hovered over his weapon. The security team waited for the order, and Saren Vale, former reconnaissance specialist turned xenobiologist turned something else entirely, stood her ground with a dying cub in her arms. Then Corvin did something unexpected. He stepped into the room. Alone. The door hissed shut behind him, locking the security team outside. His massive hand, large enough to crush a human skull, reached out and gently touched Riku's forehead. "My own nestling died during the plague of 71, he said quietly. "The Federation quarantine protocols wouldn't let me reach her either. I followed orders. I waited for authorization." His 4 eyes met Saren's too. "She died alone." He tapped his wrist comm. "Medical override, Corvin 77. Authorization. General's prerogative. Initiate experimental treatment protocol for juvenile Kethrin. Quarantine Wing 7. All legal responsibility falls to me." The alarm stopped. Saren's breath caught. "General, save him," Corvin said. And there was a weight in those words that spoke of old wounds and older regrets. "And then we'll discuss the matter of my broken face and your demolished military career." Saren looked down. Riku's breathing was already steadier, his fever breaking. The treatment was working. "Worth it," she whispered. Corvin's mandibles clicked the Vraxian equivalent of a bitter smile. "Humans," he muttered. "You break everything you touch. Laws, protocols, hearts." He moved toward the medical station, pulling up treatment monitors. "Fortunately, you also have an infuriating talent for putting things back together." 3 hours later, Riku's eyes opened fully. He trilled stronger this time and reached for Saren with tiny, clawed hands. She held him close and cried. Behind them, General Corvin filed his report. It was marked, "Incident classified. Human intervention. Effective. Recommend protocol review." And in the margin, in handwriting that would never appear in any official record, he added one word: "Justified."